What's up, guys? My name is Andy. I bought another project. I have an engine here that I purchased, and we're gonna put it in my F100, but I gotta do a couple things. First, I gotta get it out of the truck, and I need to get the oil drained because I bet you can guess if I have a broken strap, maybe what happened. So let's get this out of the truck, and then we'll go over that and get that oil drained, then we can start talking about what we're doing with this thing. All right, you can see that the pan is dented and it's actually cracked. It crushed right by the drain bolt, so I was able to get that loose a little bit. Let's see if we can finish getting this off of here without getting oil and everything. Let's see. All righty. There we go. Yeah, most of it has already drained out of this crack. And then with it being tilted over like that, we're not going to be able to drain all of it, but it's a start. So yeah, that's unfortunate. We'll talk about that in a minute and why that's really unfortunate for this purchase. While we're letting that drain, I'm gonna see if I can get this flex plate off of here. Yeah, and we bent the block plate too, which that's okay. I'm gonna I don't know which, if I'm gonna need a different block plate going forward, because the nice thing about this style is they've got the cutout for you to access the 4 bolts on the torque converter, but this one's toast, so oh well. But yeah, I think this got damaged too. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is not supposed to be punched in. If you guys can see that on the camera right here, I think because the way this thing got damaged. Dang it. Well, oh well. That hopefully won't be too big of an issue going forward, but we'll talk about that. This is gonna be hard to see, but the other thing we can do while we're waiting for that oil to drain is we wanna look at the block code or block number right here. See if it says what we're hoping it says, because that makes a big difference with this build. Okay. All right, guys. I don't know if you can see what it says under there. It's upside down. But that says F4TE, and that's what we're looking for. There's a big reason why we want that F4TE on the block. So why is that important? Some of you guys are already beating me to the punch. You already know exactly why I want this block. So this is a 351 Windsor, and the important part about this block is the date code on there, which is an F4TE. That means it was 1994, because the F is 90s, 4 is the 4. And then the T, I believe, is truck, and the E is engine. I'm pretty sure that's how that went. You guys probably know better than me. But the important part is that means this is a hydraulic roller block. And they did that from 94 to 97 this is the end of the 351 Windsor line. They converted it to a hydraulic roller. I believe it was the Broncos, the Econoline vans, F-150s and F-250s all could have this block, this 351 hydraulic roller. I could have bought, for a similar price, I could have bought just a regular 351 Windsor and then converted it to a hydraulic roller, but it would have cost me $200 to $400, depending on what shop you can find, to do that conversion. So I'd say I spent the same amount of money for a block that already has that work done. That's important. That's one of the reasons why I want this, is that I don't have to do the conversion. There's a lot of people out there that say there's nothing wrong with flat tappet roller, the cams for that, the lifters. That's not what I want for this build. I want hydraulic roller. So yeah, we got that. We got a lot of other crap on here that we don't need. In fact, really, to be honest, all I really need is just the block. I don't need the crank. I don't need the damaged oil pan, which again, we'll get to that. Manifolds, heads, the intake manifold, all this garbage up top, the stuff on the front. I don't need any of that. I just want the block. And that's why I got this engine. Let me finish getting this done in here so we can start getting it on the engine stand and take a look at it from there. All right, so now we got it on the stand and we can start to take a look at what we're working with here. I took off a couple pieces, partly just to kind of take some of the weight off this thing. There's a lot on here and I'm sure these stands are more than strong enough to hold this stuff, but I gotta take it off anyways. But I'm gonna take most of this off. I don't need, really, I'd like to do new heads, new internals, different intake manifold, because I'm gonna stay carbureted. I think I am for now. So I don't want, and even if I go fuel injected, I don't want this whole complex system anyways. It does look like it has maybe a newer distributor, but I don't know what I'm gonna do with that part yet. And so I gotta take all this stuff off and get it all out of here. I'm not gonna use these exhaust manifolds. Most of this is just gonna come off, and I'm really just gonna get down to the block is really what I need off of this thing. So I'll pull all this stuff off. I'm fingers crossed that nothing got damaged on the inside. So the bottom there, the oil pan is cracked, because when we were loading this into the truck, I had this old strap. It's been sitting outside and used out in the weather and everything, and it's rust. The paint is coming off of the hook and stuff because it's rusted. So I know these things are on their end of their life, and it broke and the engine dropped. It dropped about 3 feet. Some of you guys probably would say, you know what, I'm out. I don't want the engine anymore. It wasn't the guy's fault that I bought this from. So I got a real good deal on this. I paid $250 for this engine. He was gonna sell it to me for $100, but I asked him how much would he charge me to pull the engine for me, and we ended up settling on $250, and I helped him. Well, he still did most of the work. I showed up this morning to pick this up, and he had all but the engine mounts and the fuel lines taken apart. Everything else was all off and done and disconnected, and so it was great. So did I overpay? I don't know. I needed the block, and around here, if I wait, I probably can find me a hydraulic roller block for the same price, but now I have one. But I dropped it, right? And this is my fault because the strap broke. It was my strap, not his, and so thankfully, this time of year, there's a lot of snow and it was gravel where we were at, and so it fell. It did dent the pan. Maybe it just dented the oil pickup, but hopefully that's all it is. I'll be able to roll this thing over and take the pan off and take a look at that. But I think everything should be fine. The guy said the engine ran, when he got the truck, but it doesn't matter because we're gonna take it all apart anyways, right? So anyways, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this up by asking you guys what would you do? So let me back up, I guess. I've got a 68 F100 that I've been fixing up, and I wanna put this engine in there. Right now it's got a 360 FE engine in there. I'm not wild about the big blocks. To do the things I like to do and jazz these things up and upgrade parts and stuff, the small block Fords are just cheaper because there's just a lot more of them and people make more parts for them and stuff. So I'm a big fan of that. And then I could make more power. You take a 360 IO, you might as well just take a 390. Why would you take a 360 and do anything with it? But I just don't want to stay on that side of the Ford engine family. I'd like to stay on the small block side. That's why I got this 351. So my plans are to stroke it to a 408. It's not going to go here in my fastback because I've already got the 347 that I built in here. A lot of you guys have seen the videos I've done on that. I'm happy with this. This would be awesome to put in here. I guess maybe I could be convinced, but I'm happy with where this is at, and I want something, I'd like to have something torquey, and this is more of a screamer engine. 6,800 RPMs is not really that high for what you can do with these engines, but 62 would be plenty for this engine. So I want all the power and the torque and stuff down low. That would be the ideal build. But what I was gonna ask you guys is, what would you do with this 351 hydraulic roller? Again, I'd like to punch it out to a 408. I think you can go to like a 427, that kind of stuff, but then you start getting into the thinner walls and this stuff, and I'm not looking to have an engine that's on its, that you gotta be really, really careful with, because, too much, pushing it too much will break stuff. 408, I think we make plenty of power. What do you guys think? I'm not really looking at forced induction, but I could be convinced. I don't know. Again, I guess the 408 is kind of the real common stroker build that you do with the 351s. Just like when you take a 302, 347 is a real common, there's 331, 347, and a 363, but a 363 is kind of the same thing, where it's at the top end, where you're really stretching the limits of the engine. Same thing with this. 427 would probably be the upper limit. I don't know if I want to go that far, but let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you do if you had this engine. What would you build with it? And what would you, would you do something? I'm looking at some AFR, like maybe 185cc heads. Do I need to go to 205s or something like that? And then I'm not going to go as far as like a dry sump and that kind of stuff. This isn't going to be a race truck. Well, nah. Not right now anyway. We'll see how this truck goes. I got a lot of stuff I got to do in the truck, and this is going to be a little bit before I get to this, but I wanted to get this engine. I want to get it torn down, and I want to start buying some parts for it. But I'm also interested in what you guys think we should do, so let me know in the comments below. Awesome. Well, I'm going to get to work tearing this thing apart and getting everything off this block, get it down to the bottom of it, and then I can go from there. So cool. All right, guys. We'll see you in the next one.